Return to Tomorrow. This is a season 2 episode of the original Star Trek series with Captain Kirk and Spock. I'm continuing my reviews here of all of the original series and the animated series and the movies. So here we go. We're going to use my spaced system: story, pacing, artistry, characters, enjoyment. Each category gets a score between 0 and 2. 2 is the best. I'm giving the storyline a 2 out of 2 on this one. Kirk and company discover they're led actually to this planet. The being on the planet can control everything. They're like miles and miles underneath rock. The being transports the crew. Come to find out it's this like orb thing. And it's like, oh, Captain, we're this big ancient race. We became super smart. We thought we were the best. We thought we were the bestest ever, but we've discovered that we weren't the bestest ever. And now we're just losers and living as minds in these orbs. So we want bodies. Give us some bodies here. Let's take over your bodies. And then when we're going to take over your bodies are going to build us android bodies. And then we're going to go into those android bodies. That's the storyline. I thought it was really neat idea. Executed pretty good. We'll continue on, but I like the premise a lot. There's 3 alien species, 1 male, 2 female. I'm sorry, 2 males, 1 female. And they're going to go into the bodies. Now, the actress, I forgot her name, but the actress in this, she's appeared a couple times in original Star Trek. And she's the doctor who replaces Beverly Crusher in The Next Generation. Is it blasphemy to say I liked her better than Beverly Crusher? I can't stand Beverly Crusher. I think the kid is better than I actually think Wesley Crusher is less annoying than Beverly, which might seem insane. I have to rewatch Next Gen. I've only seen it a couple of times, but I just could not stand her, and I can't stand Troy. Deanna Troy is the worst. Sorry, I know these are sacred characters, but I can't. I liked this doctor. I thought this lady was a good doctor in Next Generation. I kind of thought she'd stay. I hoped she'd stay on, but she's great in these, and she's in a couple of different episodes, different character, I think, in original. She's awesome. So great premise. For the pacing, I'm going to give it a 1.5. I think it's a very well-paced one. My only gripe is you kind of know now what's going to happen. You know that guy's going to be a villain. They're going to take over Spock's body. They're not going to want to leave. So it does hurt it a little bit because instead of being excited as to what's going to happen, you're just waiting for things to happen. But it's not boring, and there is a couple of twists and turns in it, so it still is pretty exciting. So I'm giving it a 1.5 for pacing. I really like the pacing on this one. It's good. For the artistry, I think I'm going to give it a 2. I am watching the upgraded Blu-ray versions, but I don't think it matters that much on this one. I like the setting. I like that orb thing. I like that they're underground. The colors look really cool to me. Music is always as good. Everything looks really bright. I love the way that, they're trying to portray sort of like how these things would function and talk and with the lighting up, and it's pretty cool. I thought it all looked really good. So I like the artistry. I thought it was really good. For the characters, I'm going to give the characters a 2 out of 2. I think it was good performances here. Leonard Nimoy is awesome when he's the bad guy version. And it's a bit he's so creepy as that guy, right? He's like, hey, and you're just like, oh, that's weird. And the way Nurse Chapel, she gets kind of like not confused. Well, she's hypnotized a little bit. She's great. I love her in this episode. She's great, anyways. All of the leads are great. McCoy is friggin' awesome in this one. This is the risk is our business. How can I give this anything less than 2 for the characters? I think that speech is bloody awesome. I love McCoy in this one a lot. He's sort of the voice of reason, but I mean, that entire scene was great where, risk is our business. That whole thing is great. I know you've seen it it's been imitated and stuff, but it's being imitated because it's the friggin' best, and it's awesome. And I get pumped up listening to it, so I don't know what to tell you. The villain characters are cool. The lady scientist is awesome too. She's great. She's not irritating. Usually they get these lady experts on, and they're always, well, not always. Half the time they're irritating. She was actually really good. I liked her. So all the characters are good. The bad guys were good too. The aliens. So there you go. Enjoyment factor, I'm going to give it a 1.5. So I'm giving this a 9 out of 10. Enjoyment factor, my only thing, this is the only thing otherwise I'd give it a 2 out of 2. And this is a combination of story and the enjoyment. The story was good, but it got a bit confusing because I was under the impression that they can just take over your mind. It's sort of like they take over your mind, but then it was like they take over your mind, but then they swap places with you. So I'm not sure if that was explained well. I thought that they were in there with you. So it was almost like they swapped bodies. But then Nurse Chapel had Spock's consciousness too. It just got a little bit muddy. You're like, well, what's happening? So I just went with it, but it did affect my enjoyment factors just a little bit. I still really like this episode, so I'm still giving it a 9 out of 10. I think it was really, really done well. It's really solid for me. Those minor story elements that got kind of weird at the end there didn't bother me that much, but it did bother me enough to at least notice it and to address it in this video. So that's where we're at. 9 out of 10 for this one. If you like my space system, please like the video. Please consider subscribing. Check out some of my other stuff. I got playlists for Star Trek, and check out Clobberin Times every Saturday to do a show talking about Star Trek. So make sure you guys check that out. That's it, everyone. Thanks for watching. Until next time.